Beautiful student tries to warn her mother about her stepfather. Bella sat on her favorite stool in the sewing room in her home, humming a tune, as she sewed a bright Ankara dress. It had been 5 years since her husband died, and life as a widow has been hard. Her only source of joy was Ada, her 18-year-old daughter. One day, while at the market, Bella bumped into a tall, good-looking man. He smiled at her, picking up the tomato she had dropped. "I'm so sorry, ma," he said with a warm smile. "Let me help you with that." "Thank you," Bella replied, surprised at his kindness. That was how she met Kunle. He owned a small electronic shop in town, and over the next few weeks, he started visiting her at home. "Mommy, Kunle is nice so," Ada said one evening, helping her mother prepare jollof rice. Bella blushed. "He is, isn't he? He is so kind and hardworking. I think God has brought him into our lives." Ada smiled. She wanted her mother to be happy. Since her father's death, Bella has spent all her time working and taking care of her. If this man made her smile, Ada didn't mind. But things began to change after Kunle started visiting more often. One evening, Kunle and Ada sat in the living room, while Bella was cooking in the kitchen. "Ada, why didn't you greet me properly when I came in?" Kunle asked, his voice sharp. "I said good evening, sir," Bella replied, confused. "You didn't sound respectful," he insisted, his eyes narrowing. "Young people these days have no manners." Ada frowned but said nothing. Later, when she told her mother what happened, Bella just laughed. Ada, don't mind Kunle, he's just joking. You know men like respect," she said. "Bet mommy, I didn't do anything wrong." Ada agreed. "Enough, Ada. Don't let small things ruin the peace in this house," Bella said firmly. Ada sighed, feeling like her mother wasn't listening to her. Kunle's behavior became more controlling. One day, Ada caught him scolding her mother about how much money she spent on food. "You need to learn how to manage your money, Bella," Kunle said. "Why are you spending so much on Ada? She's old enough to start contributing." Ada overheard and was furious. "Mommy, why is he telling you how to spend your money?" she asked later. "He's just trying to help us," Bella replied. "Kunle is a good man, Ada. You need to respect him." "But mommy, he's acting like he owns this house." Bella shook her head. "You overreacting, Ada. Kunle loves us. You will see in time." Things came to a head one evening when Ada found Kunle entering her room without knocking. "What are you doing in my room?" she asked, her voice trembling with anger. Kunle smirked. "I just wanted to check if everything was in order. This is my room. You have no right to be here." Kunle's expression darkened. "Watch your tone, young lady. You think you're too smart, eh? Let's see how far that gets you." When Ada told her mother about the incident, Kunle denied everything. "Hey Bella, she's lying. I was just walking past her room when she started shouting," he said calmly. Bella turned to Ada, her face filled with disappointment. "Ada, why will you make up such a story? Kunle is like a father to you." Ada's heart sank. "Mommy, I'm not lying. That's enough, Ada," Bella snapped. "I won't let you disrespect Kunle in this house." That night Ada cried in her room. Her mother wasn't listening to her, and Kunle was becoming bolder. She realized she had to do something before things got worse. Days turned into weeks, and Kunle became a regular visitor at Bella's house. At first, Ada tried to get along with him for her mother's sake, but his attitude was getting worse. One evening, Bella came home with a big smile on her face. "Kunle has proposed to me," she announced, holding up her hand where a simple gold ring sparkled. Ada stared at her mother, surprised. "Mommy, are you serious?" "Yes, Ada," Bella said, beaming. "We are getting married soon." Ada tried to smile but felt uneasy. Something didn't feel right about Kunle. The next day, Kunle came over to celebrate the engagement. He sat in the living room with Ada while Bella was busy cooking. "Ada," Kunle began, his voice low, "now that I'm going to be your stepfather, things will change around here." "What do you mean?" Ada asked, frowning. "You need to start respecting me. When I tell you to do something, you do it. No arguments." Ada crossed her arms. You are not my father. Kunle's face darkened. You better watch your mouth, young lady. I won't tolerate any nonsense from you. When Ebele came into the room, Kunle immediately changed his tone. Ebele, please talk to your daughter, he said, shaking his head. She's very rude to me. I don't think she wants us to be happy. Ebele looked at Ada. Her face turned. Ada, why are you behaving like this? Mommy, I didn't do anything. He's lying. Ada protested. Kunle has no reason to lie. Ebele replied. Apologize to him now. I won't. Ada said, standing her ground. Ebele sighed and shook her head. Ada, you are being selfish. This is my happiness you are trying to ruin. Ada stormed off to her room, slamming the door behind her. That night, Ada tried to talk to her mother again. Mommy, why do you believe everything Kunle says? He's not the man you think he is. Ada says softly, his eyes filling with tears. Ebele sighed, looking tired. Ada, I know you miss your father, but Kunle is not trying to replace him. He's trying to help us. You need to accept that. But mommy, he's always trying to control you and me. Don't you see it? Ada, you are too young to understand, Ebele said, turning away. Just give him a chance. A few days later, something happened that made things worse. Ada was in her room studying through online video with her private tutor when she heard someone opening her door. She turned around and saw Kunle standing there. What are you doing in my room? Ada asked, startled. Relax, I just wanted to check if everything is okay, Kunle said, smiling in a way that made Ada uncomfortable. Get out of my room, she shouted. Kunle stepped closer. You need to learn how to behave, Ada. I'm going to be part of this family, whether you like it or not. Ada felt her heart pounding. She grabbed her phone and recorded him as he left the room, muttering something under his breath. That evening, Ada showed the video to her mother. Look, mommy, he came into my room without permission, but Kunle was ready. Ebele, she's making it seem worse than it is, he said calmly. I was just checking if her window was closed. You know how careless teenagers can be. Ebele looked at the video, then at Kunle. Ada, why are you trying to cause trouble? Kunle did nothing wrong. Mommy, he's lying, Ada cried. Enough, Ada, Ebele shouted. I'm tired of your attitude. Apologize to Kunle right now. I won't, Ada said, her voice shaking. Ebele turned to Kunle and said, don't mind her, she will learn to behave. Ada ran to her room, tears streaming down her face. For the first time, she felt completely alone. Ada couldn't hide her frustration anymore. Kunle's behavior was getting worse, and her mother still refused to see the truth. Things finally reached their peak during a small family gathering to celebrate Ebele and Kunle's engagement. The house was full of laughter as neighbors and relatives filled the living room. Ada sat quietly in a corner watching Kunle play the perfect gentleman. She clenched her fist, knowing how fake he was. Kunle stood up to give a toast. To my beautiful Ebele, he said, smiling at her. I promise to make her the happiest woman in the world. And to Ada, who will soon learn the meaning of respect in this house. Ada's eyes widened. What do you mean by that? She asked, unable to keep silent. Kunle chuckled, but his smile didn't reach his eyes. It's no secret, Ada. You've been difficult since the beginning, but don't worry, I'll teach you how to behave. The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Ada. You will teach me how to behave? Ada repeated, her voice shaking with anger. The only thing you have done is make my life miserable since you came here. Kunle looked shocked, but only for a moment. Then he smirked. See what I mean, everyone? She has no respect. I'll try to be patient, but this girl is out of control. Ada stood up, her heart racing. You are the one who has no respect. You go through my things, enter my room without knocking, and lie to my mother about me. Enough, Ada, Ebele snapped. Why are you embarrassing me in front of everyone? Embarrassing you? Ada shouted, her voice cracking. You are choosing this man over me, your own daughter. You don't even care about what I've been going through. It's because you are lying, Ebele shouted back. Ada's face turned red with frustration. Fine, if you won't believe me, let everyone see the truth. She pulled out her phone and played the video her laptop recorded. The day she was on online lesson, that Kunle entered her room. In the video, Kunle could clearly be heard saying, you need to learn how to behave, Ada. I'm going to be part of this family, whether you like it or not. The room erupted into whispers. Some guests gasped, others shook their heads. Ebele stared at the screen, her face pale. Kunle, is this true? Kunle stammered. Ebele, don't listen to her. She's twisting things. I was just trying to help. Help, Aba interrupted. By threatening me, by lying about me? How much more proof do you need, mommy? Ebele looked at Kunle, then at Ada. Her hands trembled as she realized the truth. Kunle, you will lie to me? Kunle tried to grab her hand. Ebele, listen to me. "Don't touch me," Abella shouted, pulling away. "Get out of my house." Kunle's face darkened, but he turned and stormed out, slamming the door behind him. After everyone left, Abella sat on the couch holding her head in her hands. "Abba, I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you." Abba stood a few feet away, her arms crossed. "You should have, Mommy. I told you so many times, but you chose him over me." "I didn't know," Abella whispered, tears streaming down her face. "You didn't want to know," Ada said quietly. "You were too busy thinking about your happiness." Abella looked up, her eyes filled with regret. "Can you ever forgive me?" Ada sighed, feeling the weight of everything that had happened. "I don't know, Mommy. I need time." Abella nodded, wiping her tears. "Take all the time you need. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this." That night, Ada packed her things and went to stay with her uncle, Chukwudi, for a while. Abella was left alone in the house, realizing how much damage her decision had cost. The mother-daughter bond would take time to heal, but Abella was determined to earn back Ada's trust, no matter how long it took. The house felt empty without Ada. Abella sat alone on the couch staring at a photo of her late husband. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she thought about how much she had failed as a mother. She wanted to call Ada, but she knew her daughter needed space. Meanwhile, Ada was staying at her uncle Chukwudi's house. Though she felt safer there, the hurt from her mother's betrayal was still fresh. One evening, Chukwudi sat beside Ada at the dining table. "Ada, your mother has been calling you," he said gently. Ada frowned. "Uncle, I don't want to talk to her right now." "I understand," Chukwudi said, nodding. "But she's really sorry. I think she's learned her lesson." Ada sighed. "It's not that easy, Uncle. She chose Kunle over me so many times. How do I know she won't do it again?" Chukwudi leaned forward. "Ada, your mother loves you. She made a big mistake, but I believe she's ready to change. Maybe, give her a chance to prove it." Ada didn't say anything, but deep down, she missed her mother. At Abella's house, things had taken a darker turn. Kunle refused to accept the breakup. He began showing up uninvited, banging on the gate, and demanding to talk to Abella. One night, as Abella was locking up, she heard a loud knock on the door. Abella opened this door. Kunle's voice boomed. Abella froze, her heart racing. "Kunle, leave me alone, no. We adore no. You think you can just throw me away?" Kunle shouted. "You'll regret this." Frightened, Abella called the police. By the time they arrived, Kunle had disappeared into the night. A week later, Ada decided to visit her mother. Chukwudi dropped her off at the house. When Abella opened the door and saw Ada, she burst into tears. "Ada, you came back. I'm only here to check on you," Ada said, her voice guarded. Abella nodded, wiping her tears. "Thank you. Please come in." They sat in the living room, the air heavy with silence. Finally, Abella spoke. "Ada, I don't know how to say this, but I'm so sorry for everything," she said, her voice trembling. "I should have listened to you. I was so blind because I wanted to be happy. I didn't realize I was hurting you." Ada looked at her mother, her eyes filling with tears. "Mommy, do you know how much it hurt when you didn't believe me? Kunle made my life miserable, and you didn't even care." "I cared," Abella said, her voice breaking. "I just didn't say it. I let my own feelings get in the way. But I promise, Ada, I will never let anything like this happen again." Ada wiped her tears. "I want to believe you, Mommy, but it's going to take time." Abella nodded. "I'll wait as long as it takes. I just want us to be okay again." That night, as they sat together for dinner, Abba felt a glimmer of hope. Things weren't perfect, but they were taking the first steps towards healing. Meanwhile, Kunle was arrested after the police caught him trying to break into Abella's house. When Abella heard the news,
she felt a mix of relief and regret for ever letting him into their lives.